Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Barndo. Just excuse me if I have a slight pause. I'm just having a nice coffee while I do my review of the sneak peek so far. For me personally, I played World of Warcraft for 6 years, and I saw many expansions and updates and things in the game change as they tried to swing it from one way to the other, and to the point where I eventually stopped playing and picked up Clash of Clans. So yeah, it's really exciting for me to go to Town Hall 11. I played pretty much all facets of the game. I've had a go at trophy hunting. I went up to 4,900. So there's a lot of changes coming, but obviously the most important change is what's going to happen to our trees. I've been watering these stumps for 2 years now. Now they're all perfectly spaced out in the two sections, waiting for friends to come along, and the map's going to get bigger, so there's more bases, there's more buildings, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they fix it and make sure things go into a nice place, because I know I'm not the only one that likes to keep their house in order. Yeah, it's a little bit of a OCD thing, but I do enjoy checking my trees every day to see if I've had a new one. Let's just say they're not too quick to grow back, and old Barndo accidentally chopped one down today, and the old F-bomb got dropped a few times, and yeah, I cried a little bit of tears. But for the patch, there seems to be obviously a lot of changes. Your shield system's going to change now. They've got the Town Hall being included in your loot structure, and they're going to make sure that people are now guarding their town halls. So this is going to absolutely change the game all round, because you're no longer going to be able to take the cheap town hall snipes to get your shields. So I think it's beneficial for the game all round. It's going to make people build bases. It's going to make people think about defence and learn. On the flip side, I think there's some casual players that may quit, but they want to make people active. They want this game to get out there, and they want people to do big attacks and smash you and all these kinds of things. So I think it's a positive thing, and in the end, you've just got to remember, if you're actually a farmer, it's going to benefit you, because everyone else has to have their town hall inside. So it means there's going to be more collector raids, all these kinds of things. You're going to find Town Hall 10 bases. You're going to be seeing million, 1.5 million offers quite frequently. They are bumping the loot up as well a touch. So that's one of their big game changes. Obviously, you're going to be able to do things like attack through a shield. The village guard is quite an awesome little system. You know, like for anyone that's done trophy pushing, you know, you just need 5 minutes to drive to the shop or take your daughter to school, or all of these kinds of things, and you don't want to have your phone on your lap and just keeping it open. You know, like village guard sounds like a very awesome thing. Personal timers are changing to the 3 hours now. No big long 6-hour sessions required. You can do it in 3. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. So from there now we're looking at increased loot. They're saying as well there's going to be more loot to take from the 6s to 10s. League bonuses is all going to change. It's going to be slightly bumped up, and you've got to get 70% against a base to be able to get 100% of that. I do like how they said you're going to have to use half an army against, say, if you're attacking a town or late, you'd have to use 100 troop space to actually give them a shield. They quickly changed that to 33%, a third I think it was, because simply put is, I know with a max queen and 4 healers, you can walk around a base and troll the shit out of it. So that would be a nice little revenge for someone. So obviously there's a lot of changes to trophy pushing, and a lot of people in the war community are sort of having a bit of a whinge and all of this kind of stuff, and Supercell have said maybe in the future they'd like to release it as one big system. But yeah, we still have near on a week of reviews to come through. We still have a lot of stuff to come out, what the big new hero is going to be like. I think there's a lot of tentative thought there will be a new unit as well. Obviously you've got the new Eagle Defense, or whatever that's going to be called. I used to coin the old single Inferno as a shark with a laser beam, but you know, the old Eagle looks like a bit of a shark with a laser beam as well. So that'll be pretty interesting to see how that affects the game. The bigger maps, you're going to get an extra 30 seconds on your attack times for raids. So they're going to go to 3.5 minutes. And one thing I've found playing other games is they want to be careful they don't overdo it. You know, when the dark spells came in, that absolutely changed Town Hall 8s to bring back dragons, where you can now use 2 lightnings and 1 earthquake, and that gave you a free heal or a rage to then be able to bring those units back into contention, which was a good thing. But now, with an extra dark spell from, I think it was Town Hall 4 onwards, it'll be interesting, because obviously your Town Hall 9 will get 4 spells plus 2 dark, so they could lightning out 2 ADs and earthquake, you know, and there's 2 gone. We're already seeing attacks with Queen Walks where the Queen's going and taking out 3 or 4 air defence all by herself. If you're going to be able to zap them, take them out, you don't want to overdo it, is my opinion. And yeah, it's always a hard one to balance, and I think this is why they've left us the Halloween thing for so long, and they're trying to get this right. They obviously weren't prepared for the amount of content they're putting out, but hopefully, you know, it's pretty exciting. I am waiting the week to see how long we're going to be waiting for the update to hit. Just finished my walls today, very last one down, so I'm topping up my loot to be ready and just smash it, and see how it all affects in war and all these kinds of things. So we know now that if you log out, that's going to change from 1 to 5 minutes, and that's pretty bloody awesome, because who hasn't had that frustrating moment when you lose Wi-Fi or you disconnect or a tower goes down or whatever, and you get attacked, and doing any kind of serious trophy pushing, you just want to murder someone. It's pretty fucking horrible. But you got new Wiz Tower level 9s, the lab's obviously going to go up, storages are going to go up to have a total of 10 million, and I thought they should have gone to 12 million. That was my sort of feeling. I would have loved to have had to farm for those 12 million upgrades. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of negative feedback from what I've seen, with people sort of going, oh, we want to be able to use our heroes during war when they're upgrading. Well, you got to think about it. There are companies still that produce a game that they want to make their money, and when Clan Wars came out, the price of gems went up, and I personally spend a couple of $100 a month on the game across my 10 accounts, and you know, most of that goes towards heroes, and for me, it's just a part of it. You get used to it. If you don't want to, then you don't war, or you war down, and clans allow for that. I mean, for your proper hardcore war clans, you would generally have to sit out, but it's going to be it must be their highest source of income out of the game, and I couldn't imagine them ever allowing that to happen. So yeah. What was the last one I had written down there? You get noises when you're in the clouds. I do remember pushing up to 4,900 cups. I've actually fallen asleep watching those white clouds. So the old noise, and if you search for longer than a minute, then you find it. So yeah, I think it's quite positive. I'm keenly awaiting tonight to see the last one before I go to bed. So I'll upload this video and have it in. So yeah. Any feedback, anything like that, I'm always happy to hear. This is the first time I've sort of done something that's not about a war specifically. Hopefully you guys have learnt some stuff, and other than that, clash on.